We're back on the air and heard across the World Wide Web. And again, if you want to listen to Radio Entrepreneurs repeatedly, just go to your smartphone, type in Radio Entrepreneurs, get the app, and it's all yours anytime you want, even no matter where you are. Our next guest is a good friend of you guys over Cape and Plymouth, Tony Shepley, president of Shepley Wood Products. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you, Jeff. Great to be here.
Thank you. And you were a go before the mics were on. As soon as the topic of innovation came up and regional innovation, we had you going. Why is this such a passionate topic for you?
I feel like Southeastern Mass is really sort of a world-class address that sometimes we forget. We've been here longer than anybody else. We've got more history. We're surrounded by technology, education, medical expertise. I mean, it's really a fascinating place to live. Because we live here and sometimes take it for granted, I think we forget what we have available to us, and then we start to dwell on things that might not be positives, might actually be negatives. But I get excited about Southeastern Massachusetts, and I think we're a place that started 400 years ago, or actually 395 if you go back to 1620. Sometimes we get a little stuck in our old village thinking, and we forget that it's a bold new world out there. So really, we have a great opportunity to expand our boundaries. I love the entrepreneurial thrust of this conversation and the fact that UMass is digging into that, because that's the future.
Well, I think a lot of people are digging into it in addition to UMass. Economic development is the lifeblood of our economy. You want to tell us a little bit about your business and how you developed the business?
We have an interesting story that people actually get a kick out of. And sometimes when I meet clients, people will come out and say, "Are you really the guy that used to be the forklift? You used to be on the back of the truck unloading things by hand?" And I say, "Oh yeah." And we were a wonderful little story of sort of like the bumblebee. The bumblebee apparently is not able to fly, but nobody told the bee that, so it keeps flapping its wings and it gets off the ground. So we were a little tiny startup business that had no experience, no money, no capitalization, and it just somehow we flew, and we've been able to grow, and now we're 133 employees in 3 branches, 2 on the Cape and 1 on Nantucket. 20% of our business is done off Cape, 80% is done on the Cape and Islands, and we've been able to flourish, and very, very lucky to have a wonderful crew of people that I feel privileged to work with every day. So it's been a good success story, and we're not over yet.
Now, you've obviously been in business a long time in this region, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on where we are now in terms of growth and economic development, and where you see us going in the future.
Well, we may be, in some ways, a deer in the headlights, because people get scared by growth, and actually economic development has some overtones that get people concerned. I guess, from my beginnings, I've always been sort of a free market guy. I think if you free up people to be creative and to work hard and to get things done, they can do an amazing job. I'm probably not as big a fan of trying to regulate everything into order and make it all behave just the way we think it should. I think people are wonderfully creative. So really, how do we encourage people to come and build business and build up the local economy? And that's sort of the $64 question. We wrestle with that. The fear factor is, oh my God, we'll be overpopulated, or people will take away our resources. All of this stuff is just business problems. And the nice thing about, I see a lot of smart business people, and they're very good at figuring out solutions if you let them.
And you're one of the larger employers on Cape Cod, I believe, at this point. And I'd love to hear your input on the steps you've taken to make your business succeed and grow to the point that it has.
I think every business, every entity has its sort of cycles. In its infancy, it's just this little germ of an idea that hopefully takes root and begins to flourish. Then you have to figure out how to manage it. And I can't tell you the perfect size for a business, but I can tell you that every business has its scary sizes, where you're too big to be small, too small to be big, and so it's a wonderful process of evolution. And the real answer is it's never over. Anybody who thinks that you get to the destination and just stay there is missing the point. It's constant evolution and constant self-examination and constant change.
Tony, great talking to you. You're a charming, positive person, pillar of the community. If somebody wants to find you, communicate with you, find the company, how would they do that?
Actually, World Wide Web. So all you do is put in Shepley, Shepley, and you will find us. We, thanks to SEOs, we come up pretty early on.